Welcome to episode 91 of the High Volume Hiring Podcast. I am one of the two co-hosts. I'm Stephen Rothberg with College Recruiter, where we believe that every student and recent grad deserves a great career and that it should be easy and inexpensive for employers to hire them. I am joined today by, two other podcasters. We'll get into the second one in a second. But first, my co-host, Jeanette Leeds. And Jeanette, you've got a job title difference.
I do. So hi, everyone. Jeanette Leeds. Most of you guys know me as an HR tech advisor, an entrepreneur, but as of, for when this is airing, I'm actually now part of College Recruiter. So Stephen and I work so well together that we were just like, hey, let's make this official in another way. So I'm now heading up the customer success of sales and keeping customers happy and all that fun stuff.
So there's no truth to the rumor that I threatened you and everybody that you love in to force you to come to work. Like, let's just get that on the record right now.
Exactly.
It was a choice. It was a good choice. It wasn't the only choice.
It wasn't the only choice. But what I love about this is I think many of you know, I really started off my career in recruiting as a campus recruiter. So years ago on Wall Street. So it's all full circle. So anyway, we're not talking about me today. Today we have Mark, who's the founder of Doobles. And we're really here to talk about video for high volume recruiting. And now, for those who don't know Mark, I'll just give a quick background and then Mark, you can fill in where I missed out. So he spent 2 decades in engineering and then he was like, okay, engineering, I'm going to jump into recruiting. And I think it was 2016. Since then you have really transformed hiring. And you've helped 2 companies through their journey from startup to IPO and beyond, which is not easy to do. He has a podcast as well, Doobles Talks. So it's a new season coming out soon. So welcome, Mark.
Thanks for having me. Excited.
Awesome. It's good stuff. So, okay, what did I miss? Background wise, maybe give us a quick, what is Doobles? And then we'll get into the meat of the video stuff.
Doobles is a nice break. So I have an advisory next to training. I train a lot of recruiter sources. Typically, I do this in-house, but I started to do this outside as well. And I'm currently just enjoying a really long break. Trust me, I did 2 startups to IPO, then a startup Series C to Series D. And that's a lot of energy. So I really needed a break for a bit before my new adventure starts. And that will start after the summer. And that's still a secret.
Oh,
I love it. Sounds like the summer of Mark. I've had a couple summers of Jeanette before, so enjoy it. Fantastic. So we were talking beforehand. Topic today is video. What we're gonna get in just to all of video and Gen AI, but whatnot. But let's just start off. Why is this important in recruiting?
It's honestly not just for recruiting, but how does text make you feel? Right? If you read the text, it doesn't make you feel something. It informs, it explains, it sometimes convinces people, but it's really hard to actually get into touch with somebody, make them feel something. And what I noticed is when I started with implementing video in my outreach, which was the first step, is that the response rate went up like crazy because one, it was different. Okay, that's besides it. But the other thing is they felt it was personal. I was touching them with information that I was sharing as a person. They saw me, they heard me, and it's much easier to actually put a feeling into it. So you make people feel special, and that was just the start of it. But just the fact that you reach out with video is perfect.
That is a really interesting. As you were talking about the text and the feeling, I was thinking, other than maybe if you're reading good poetry, right? It doesn't tend to inspire people. It's rare when you read something that it generates emotion, where video is kind of the other way around. It's rare when you see video where it doesn't inspire emotion. That's really cool. So before we hit the record button and we were in what people call the green room, both of you did a fantastic job of telling me just how wrong I was about something, which is great. It's the best way to learn, right? So I learn a lot because I'm wrong a lot. So I was talking about how I've seen some videos from hiring managers like, "Hey, Mark, you just applied to my job. I would love to interview you. My name is, Fred, and here's my Calendly link. Book it." And I love that because it's so personal. And then I said, "But it doesn't scale." And you both were like, wrong. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
please, those one-on-one personalized videos, how do you scale that?
So it depends. So there are middle steps, right? So the first one is niche talents, right? Niche talents, you have to do it per person. Um, then I noticed that if I let the hiring manager talk about the team more than just the function, I could reuse that video. So that was step one, right? So I was reusing those videos for the same team, but it was still, you had to record it. It took way too much time,
Yeah.
probably 3 hours for a decent video with
Ooh.
editing, re-recording, those kind of things. And we're talking about a 5 to 10 minute video, right? That's it. And then Gen AI came in, and all those avatar tools came in, and it was just text to speech. So what you did is you record yourself for a maximum of 5 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
It records your voice. It records your complete face. Sometimes the hands. It's a little bit newer now. And you can actually use
sometimes without 6 fingers. Sometimes it's actually 5 fingers.
So this is the thing with Gen AI, because you're right there. This is the thing with Gen AI avatars and Gen AI. If you use Gemini or something like that to generate video, you have a lot of hallucinations, right? But if you record a avatar with tools like Synthesia, HeyGen, Collosyan, there are many out there. They actually record you, and they basically replicate you. They synthesize you. So you will look as you're looking right here. And every little issue, every little pimp, every little or pimple, sorry, every little.
I heard you, and I chose not to respond.
Yeah, smart move. But also your pronunciation and the warmth of your voice, everything is replicated. So now you've recorded one video, about 5 minutes, and you can just use text to create any video you want, which is highly scalable, because now you send out messages, different styles, to thousands of people, because you're not just doing it manually. You can actually use a tool like GPT or Gemini or whatever to create those texts, feed it into the tool of your liking, and send it out.
And each of them can be customized because you can essentially merge in the candidate's name.
Yes.
Yes.
And even their background, everything.
It's like a whole new world. And you can do that in where it's
We lost. Yeah, we
lost
Jeanette's.
Oh my God, we lost the audio.
You're good.
She's back.
I'm good. I'm back.
You're
I'm back.
good.
So what I was saying,
Yeah.
it's like a whole new world where everything can just be automated, right? So, I've seen it where, again, you're using one thing, and again, you can take baby steps in an organization, I would assume, right? Depending on what the risk tolerance is. Otherwise, you just automate it, right?
Yep.
And it's totally scalable. So maybe, Mark, like, you talk about like where you've seen this like really put in and automated and sort of like outcomes. Like, tell us a story about.
So I'm typically not doing high volume, right? So you know that.
Yeah.
But I've been struggling a lot with hiring people that are being hired by demand companies or the fan companies, right?
Yeah.
Loads of competition. Everybody's throwing everything at them, right? The best messages, the best perks. And if you are a candidate and you're getting 20, 30 messages a day from companies, just text, and then suddenly you get a video that's fully automated,
Huge.
you're switched on. So what I did was actually send those videos. I used Zapier as a tool between GPT and the actual video tool. Send it out, and people were just asking, how did you do this?
Yeah.
That was the first question, because you sometimes still see his avatar, right? So the first question is, how did you do it? The second was, I love it because there's also much more information you can put in a video.
Right.
And that's not just text takes 5 minutes, right? In a video, especially if you talk like me, quite fast, it's 1-2 minutes and you're done. All the information is there. But with a tone in it, where people actually feel a genuine interest, and sincerity. So sent that out, and my typical, because I did an A/B test, of course, and my typical response rate was about 40, and I was super lucky with that. And then it went to 85.
Let me
I
just
used
interrupt
video.
you. Response rate being 40, meaning that
40% of the people that I reached out to responded to me with text,
okay,
which is okay.
not just even opened your email,
Yeah.
but actually responded.
Yeah,
okay,
responded.
That's massive.
But that's the field, right? So we have to take into account that
Okay.
if you do it at high volume, those numbers are going to be lower.
Right.
But
Okay.
with video, they're still going to be higher because it moved to 85. Just
That's
because
a
you use
huge
video.
jump.
That's a huge jump. But imagine this: you're sitting there in your chair, you're getting all those messages, and suddenly you hear a nice lo-fi beat. Somebody pops in, tells you about the job, tells them why you want to talk with them. You're interested. It's really hard to not be interested and just have a chat with the person that reached out. And that's the whole thing, right? And often I always say, energy in is energy out. If you put your energy in it, people feel that and they will respond with that. And it's much easier to feel that with video, even if it's AI generated.
Yeah.
So cool. So we're going to put into the show notes some of the names that Mark you've talked about. Is this, if people are looking to do this, if listeners are looking at this, is this something that Doobles does? Like, can you help them?
I can help them. I can train them. I can help them. I don't provide the tools. It's that simple.
Okay.
Because I need to spin up a company for that, which is quite hard. No, but I can definitely help there. And I think that the most important thing is not so much creating the video, but actually understanding, okay, what do I want to do with video? Where do I want to put it in my process? How do I want to do this? Same like this podcast episode, right? It's between 12 to 15 minutes. That's the TED Talk time, I call it.
Yeah.
You have to think about, okay, how long is my video going to take? What is my audience? When you set that up, you got your storytelling in place, then you can create your videos. But you have to prepare, and that takes a little bit of time, but okay.
Speaking of time, I think we have time for one more. Jeanette,
Yeah,
you got
absolutely.
it.
I think it's such an important point you're making, Mark, because you can have the best tools in the world, but if you have a bad process or you haven't thought through how you're going to use them, right? Like everyone's like, hey, ChatGPT is taking over, or AI, Gen AI, and it's going to, like, you still need people to really think through that process. Like, it's
garbage in is garbage out.
Yeah. Full on. So I just wanted to, like, for audience members, like, hammer that home. Like, it's a whole new world, but that's so key. Where do you think, so it's interesting. I think that I'm seeing, like, video, the cost is still pricey. It's coming down. Like, I think it's going to continue to come down. What other changes you, like, totally out of left field, changes you think, like, you're going to see more with the use of video and Gen AI and, like, just,
I think branding, EVP branding is going to take a whole different step now, because everything was still very website focused, right?
Yeah.
And people don't want to read. If you just look at how many people watch movies versus read books, right? So what you will see is it's not just talent attraction anymore. It's not just your job ads anymore that's going to be video, and your candidate outreach. But what about the hiring process, your onboarding? Everything can be with video now, and it's much easier because you don't have to re-record, get a professional studio.
Right.
It's just a question of getting a good microphone, a good mic, or a good camera, and that's it. That's all you need right now, and that's cutting you in cost thousands, literally $10,000s of dollars just by using AI. So we're gonna see that more and more. The only thing is you have to take that step.
Yeah.
And some people think it's a scary step because you have to record yourself. But if you know it's just an avatar and you can re-record yourself 1,000 times, it's going to be fine.
I love that. And I think that's great. It's going to be fine, right? Like, it's fine. We're in a time of total change and disruption, but it's going to be great. Not even fine, but great. So, and if you can re-record, fix your hair and redo it. So.
And it's the one part where AI actually is AI, right? And not just the Boolean automation. This is actually
true AI.
Text to image, text to voice, which is quite hard to generate, quite hard to make.
Wow.
Love it.
I am so glad I was wrong.
We're going to replay that as a meme.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. All right.
Every podcast.
Yeah, that's I'm okay. We're definitely going to have to delete this episode and pretend it never happened. Um, Jeanette, as always, awesome. And Mark, this has been great. For people who want to, hear your podcast, give us the name. Where do they find it?
It's Doobles Talks, and it's basically everywhere on every major streaming platform. I'm re-recording new sessions because the last season was a little bit older, employer stuff. So I'm re-recording it, and it's going to be out around September, October, because now people are enjoying the sun, right? So I want to hit them when the mood gets darker.
There's sun in the Netherlands? Not
yes.
when I've been there.
Oh, it feels like midsummer right now, which is very, very, very rare. Wow. So yeah, it's kind of nice.
Enjoy the summer of Mark, and we'll look forward to the podcast in the fall.
Thanks so much for having
me. Thank you, Mark.
Cheers,
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. Take care, everyone.